I don't know if you guys can hear the cicadas in the background. I think they're in that tree. But anyway, I got a little bit done today. So I had a bunch of this wood that I bought. I don't know if you guys can see how crooked it is, but I bought discounted lumber at Home Depot. I mean, they're like 70% off. So it's warped, and I sit here trying to force it into place to do my framing. And man, it just really didn't want to work out. But anyway, I mean, this isn't like, you know, serious structure. I've still got to get underneath here to the other side and frame it on 24. That's what I'm doing. Just frame it on 24, as minimal as possible. And, you know, these panels are 47 pounds each. This one actually, these were really cheap because they're cracked. I actually had to seal this one. I used painter's caulk and a Bondo spreader, but I won't ever buy these again. But it was a good deal for $44 a panel. So, but some of these I had never sealed up because I had them leaned up against the wall over there. So what I did was I have these panels here are all a different brand. They're called Gloria, and they're rated like a little bit less than the other ones. They're rated like 235 watts or something. But these are factory labels intact, no cracking on the backside. Like I'll show you what one of these look like. I mean, they're nice. They're just older, and they had weird Tyco connectors on them. Let's see, what are they? They're 227 watt. Realistically, these 240 watt cracked panel ones, cracked back, actually those, they're pretty close. The other ones do put out more. They're all what you would call degraded panels. You can't even buy these kind of panels anymore. These are polycrystalline, which I'm not sure why they won't make them anymore, because polycrystalline is easier to make. Look at, you see some of these panels that get weird designs in them. Some of them even have what they call snail trails, and a snail trail is not good. You can see some browning on the bus bars on these ones. These were really cheap. They were $27 a panel. So yeah, it was like well worth it to me. I'm trying to see if I can find the one that has the snail trail to show you what a snail trail looks like. It's really a weird defect in the silicone. I thought it was one of these ones. But so what happens is some of these panels, as they age, the plastic underneath it turns brown. I don't know which one had the snail trail. It must have been one of the ones over here. I got mosquitoes out here chasing me. The other thing, what happened, these on the ground, these were on the ground at the end over there. They're all splattered with stuff. This one's probably the one that has the snail trail. I just have to find the marking. But this thing is so dark it looks like a monocrystalline right here. That's the snail trail. And there's companies that will sell you these panels, but if you get a snail trail like that in your panel, it's like it's arced out between the silicone cells. And it's not something you want, but they do sell snail trail panels, and they're, you know, supposedly pretty good still, but eventually that panel could completely fail, at least on that part of the cell. There's 60 cells in these, so each one of these is a cell. There's also what they call half cells. So you'll see right here, this and this is one entire cell right here, and you have your bus bar there and there, You see that one goes to the bottom down there. So when you count these, you look at this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And these should be 6 across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a 60 cell panel. Some of them are hard to tell. But anyway, these are different panels. The bus bars are different. As you see, they're not as baked out, but they do have the spots where they are on some. But what this company does is they put their labels and hide the Trina panel label. I'm not sure how they legally can sell used, removed solar panels that have been warrantied out, because that's what these are. They're defective. And maybe what they're doing is against the law, but I don't know anybody else selling panels for 40 or 50 bucks. Now this day and age, most panels are 400 watts. You're really, if you get a fresh solar install, they're going to use 400, 405, 410, 415, 430 watt panels. They're not going to mess around with 250 watt panels. You know, they might use, 350s or, something like that, but mostly it's all going to be 400 watts or bigger. So these are just old. I don't know what the dates would be on these, but I have some other ones I'll show you guys here. They're actually monocrystalline, and I picked these up for $55. These are LG monocrystalline. I don't really notice a difference. So that's why I'm saying I don't know why there's an issue with these when they're all old. They seem to put the same amount out. Now maybe brand new, these are much better. I don't know. So these panels are 255 watt, and like really they put out about the same. You can tell the date, so 12/5/14. So that could be 2012, the 5th month, the 14th day, and that's what I think it is. They're 2012s. So these panels are 11 years old. Now, most panels are warranted for 15 years, I think. And then certain companies have deals like if the panel fails to produce, a certain amount, because they know they degrade every year, they will warranty the panel out. So these here, I don't know. But usually when they're warranted, they remove the label because it's a defective product. And also, there really is not a market for reselling panels. And a lot of them end up in the dumpster, smashed to pieces. And it's really sad because this is pure silicone. And it started out as one piece. Polycrystalline means that it's more than one piece. And so they melted a bunch of stuff together. That's why they have different colors, and sometimes you'll see weird patterns in them. This kind of color on the side here is like something on the panel itself, but some of these panels will develop very interesting designs in them, and that's just due to the nature of polycrystalline, I guess. But anyway, as you can see, I'm not really screwing around here. I would love to be able to grid tie, but I'm off grid. So this meter right here, the way these things work is if you spin this thing backwards, they'll know. And then they'll come out here and they'll want to inspect everything and look, and they'll go, whoa, what is all this? Wow, look at this place, it's a mess. There's solar panels everywhere. And then you'll be in trouble. I'm already in trouble anyway. I gotta clean up all this garbage. But so what happens when you're poor. When you're poor, you hang on to every stupid little thing, and you surround yourself with junk because you know you might need it someday. And then I'm also kind of like a mad scientist, so I'm always collecting lots of stuff. Anyway, the idea was I was thinking maybe we're gonna cut these off and go put another board right here. Come out another 8 feet, frame out another section, and run another 4 panels this way, so I had 8 panels all going this way, and then the kids can play under here. They used to play under here, so they're getting big. They called this their clubhouse. And they'd always dig a hole down there. But anyway, I got all this mint growing under here, or what's left of the greenhouse, which is pretty cool. So I'd have to factor in the angle. I don't even know if this is good yet or not. Now, if I could just put the panels on the roof here, it would be good. But without a permit, you would get in trouble. I mean, I might even be able to get in trouble for having this crap. Well, it's not connected to a building, so I don't see how it should be an issue. And if it is, then I take it down, you know what I mean? I'll lay every single one of these motherfuckers in the backyard. I've done it before. I had this whole backyard covered, completely covered with panels, all the way up to here. So you see, I got a brick wall around here. I have this whole place covered with panels. I don't have a problem doing that again. And also, the power company is going to be raising their rates again. So it just keeps going up and up and up every year, and the wages really aren't going up that much. The cost of living is going up, and the power company decides they want more money. So realistically, if I could do it my own way, I would go buy a really expensive battery system and an expensive inverter and a lot more panels, and I would completely be off grid. And then when the power goes out, which it does quite frequently, I'd be good. I mean, I could build, something here. I mean, like here, I got plenty of room. I could cover the garage with panels. I could cover the house with panels. I mean, I could fit quite a few panels on this place. If I put them on the other side, it would work in the morning. But then at like about 11 or 12, it wouldn't work at all. So, but the main thing is, like, if you look at this and you look at how many panels I have, these panels really only put out 150 to 200 watts. These new panels that they're coming out with that are 400 watts or more, well, you're probably going to see about 350 watts out of each panel. So, I mean, like, it's a big difference. So, and they take up the same amount of space. So, the technology is quickly evolving. So, now the other problem with this stuff is it's all underneath my loop, and it does make noise. So the other thing that most places are doing is they're not doing like I'm doing or Off-Grid's doing. There's a micro inverter on the back of every panel on the new stuff, and they just run Romex through conduit on your roof, and they bring it into a junction box, and then they either grid tie it or they run it into something else that inverts it again to charge the battery. And so every single panel has its own little charge controller and inverter, basically. So you can hook them all up in a string like this, and if one of them is shaded, it doesn't matter because they're all parallel together, putting out 240 volts. It's really quite interesting. So anyway, it's really gotten to the point where, like, you guys need to be concerned about self-preservation and being able to be self-sufficient and be able to take care of yourself, because we're in very uncertain times right now, and there is absolutely no telling what the hell is going to happen next. So, might even, want to have a radio in an EMP-proof box, You know, you definitely want to practice your portable skills. Maybe get some of these solar panels that are flexible, or roll up solar blankets. You know, some smaller lithium iron phosphate batteries. You know, practice your portable stuff. You know, because if it really gets bad and something weird happens, like with our own government, or heaven forbid we get attacked by like China or something, you know, on our own soil, you're gonna, the first thing they're gonna do is they're gonna take out our power grid. I guarantee it. So you're gonna want to be able to be prepared. And like if they took out my power grid here, I would be okay. It would be inconvenient, but yeah, I'd be okay. So anyway, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I usually just make radios about ham radio stuff, but occasionally I dip and dive into solar. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe like all the other people say, right? 73, catch you later.